Evening all, Steve of West Green here. Not Dixon at Top Green. If you're under 60 you wouldn't understand that, would you? Anyway, probably a bit older. So, what am I up to? Well, my aim is to produce this. This is the expansion link. There's 4 parts here. 2 inner parts, 2 outer parts. The radius rod goes through that, like this. So this attaches to the lifting link via a piece of wire. So that can slide in and out, which it does, and this can move up and down. So I've got to make these up, and I've got to make the expansion links up. So I've got all the parts out to make up the expansion link, and I've got the valve rods. So there's 2 outer sides, these 2 inner sides, and the valve rod, radius rod, goes through that and can move up and down. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to build it. So I've got all the parts off the fret ready to rock and roll. Okay, so this is the inner laminations where the pliers are at the bottom. That's where the eccentric rod goes onto. So these are laminated together, 2 of them, and they laminated that side. I've got one piece on this wooden block. I've drilled 4 holes because this wire stays in there. You cut them off, you put all 4 together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some solder paste on here. I'm going to use my big iron and solder these together. So there's the solder paste on. Now I've got to slip the other one on and put those 2 other wires on. So I've now got the 4 pieces of wiring. It's 0.45mm wire. Solder paste. Obviously I'll have to press this down, and I'm going to use, I'll show you what iron I'm going to use. Let me introduce you to Mother. M-U-V-V-E-R. Mother. It's Mother because, well, it's an American term. It's a big mother. You know, big mother. I can't say it. And also, if you grab the end when it's hot, you will say the last word. So this is a 50, 100 watt. So it's got it's on now. We have power. We have lift off soon. So that way I can get masses of heat in here. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And hopefully it's done quick. Anyway, we'll see how we go. While it's heating up, I thought I should have. It's very important that you get these 2 the right way. These are sandwiched together. The other 2 pieces have gone on the outside, so there's a gap where the radius rod slides up and down. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Let's just do it. Hey, let's just do it. Right. Let's change my glasses. Oh, Stevie boy, can you do it? So let's just hold that down there. Oh, it's smoking, so it's doing something. Just leave that for a second. Now I want to come down here. I can see the smoke. I can smell it. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. I've got Mother. put that there. So that's what it looks like. Oh, sorry about my camera. So there's two outside pieces go on. I'm just going to slip those on to show you what it will look like. What I'm going to do before I put those on is put the radius rod on, which is captive, with a piece of wire, and that will slide up and down. So I've just put these two pieces on, so it's going to look like that. And the radius rod, which is this and another piece, there's a wire goes through there, that slips through the centre. There's a piece holds it the other side. Hang on, sorry, I'm trying to look. And so basically, it allows, when it's done properly, and there's a pin in it, this can slide up and down and put it in reverse or forward gear. So I've got to build the radius rod now. Not what it's in, but you can see the hole in the middle. So this will pivot, and this rocks back and forward. So that's how you put that's how the engine, a real engine, goes in gear. And then this lifting rod goes into the end of the, where is it? This lifting rod goes into the, into this piece. Where is it? Here. So it can lift the rod up and down. Anyway, I'm getting there very slowly. The next thing I've got to achieve, these two pieces here, is where the pliers are, that goes into the lifting link. There's a piece of 0.45 wire, and as you can see, hang on, I don't know if I can do it. Sorry, it's come out. It slides up and down in this expansion link in that slot. So I've got to solder this together now and put that rod in and just solder it on the outside, making sure it doesn't gum up anything. Well, it took me ages to do, but that moves up and down. I mucked it up first time because I had to solder these pieces. I had to solder this piece, put this in the middle, then just solder that piece, and that was all right. But the first time, then you've got to put this 1.25mm rod through. Problem is, it gummed it all up, so I pulled it all apart. I put greaseproof paper and oil on it, and I've just soldered on the outside so it didn't go through and gum the works up. So the next thing I've got to do is there's a fork here, a fork joint, so I've got to solder this on. So I'm going to put some solder paste on, and I'll use my resistant soldering iron and just solder it on. So I've got it held on now with this magnet, and I use the brooch to line up and put the other side of the fork on. So I've got a foot switch down here to turn this on, and up here I've got my unit served to this plate and a probe. This is a 4mm gouging rod. So here we go. Okay. Oh, where's my other glasses? Change glasses. Before I do it, I just want to make sure. So I'm just going to put that on. Right. Oh, not quite right. Oh, got bad earth. These are really good for this. And of course, you can touch in here. So there you go. I've sweated that on. And this end here goes to the top of the combination lever. Then you've got the valve spindle, and then you've got the union link, which goes to via a drop link to the crosshead. You've got the outer laminations, and I just had to drill the holes out in the middle, which is a 1.8mm rod. That 1.8mm rod forms little stub axles in there, and then this whole thing clips into it. So I've drilled those out. So what I can do now is finally put these on the outside. While I'm back, I've had a few days off, had to sort out a few things on the model and everything else. So what I've done is I've constructed this. This is that's the radius rod that goes into the expansion link, and that's the lifting link. So pulling that back lifts this up, and this will go to the top. When it's in the middle, it's in mid gear, so it doesn't move at all. And when it's down, that's forward gear, that's reverse gear. And as this moves back and forwards, by the what's it called? The can't even think of the name of it now. You've got a eccentric. The eccentric rod, sorry, that's it. So, and then that will cause this to move in and out just like the real thing. Sorry, I got tongue tied. I'll pull this out and show you what I've done. So I had to solder on this piece here to create a fork. Now the other end of this radius rod, that's actually where the slot is. That's two pieces. You can see it divides into the middle, and it goes either side of those middle two pieces of the expansion link. That there's a rod through that, so that it allows it to move back and forth, but it also, as you can see, hang on, I can move it up and down. And then I had to solder the two outside pieces on, and also there's 4 holes in it, and you have to put some 0.54 wire in, and you solder it up. You're going to make sure you don't jam it up with everything. So that represents the bolt heads. Now the thing is, the other one I actually wrecked. I wrecked the rod, so I've got to get a new rod. I'll have to buy a whole new fret. Anyway, that's just to let you know that I'm not a consummate professional. I'm more of a consummate novice. No, I just get there, but anyway, it wasn't an easy task, tell me. It took me hours. And which brings me on to the next point. When you think about it, you know, if you've got someone to build a loco, have you ever considered how much time is involved and how much you're going to pay them? Not that I don't do it for money, but I wouldn't know where to begin. I mean, I probably spent 4 or 5 hours on this. If you charge 20 quid an hour, not unreasonable, that's probably 80 quid. And you think, what? For that? Yeah, for that. But I'm sure a consummate professional could do it far better than me. But anyway, that's it. So I'm just going to... Luckily, I've got another A4 kit. So I'm going to take the thread out of that. I know I can buy a new fret from Finney 7. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it that way. In the end, I'm going to have 2 A4s. Tuck some broaches in there just to get it centered. So that will move. This will move. This rocks back and forwards. This is in forwards gear, and as it does that, this end moves back and forwards as well. So that's what's supposed to happen. Now I can't do it at the moment because I've got this through the middle, but this will slide up and down, so you can put it in reverse or forward gear. That's the idea.